Hello Capricorns, thanks for tuning in for the November of 2020 Taroscope with Animal Totem. My name is Vickieverlie. I'm the Rock and Roll Prophetess. I have over 30 years professional experience with tarot and astrology, psychic tarot and astrology. This is for Capricorn Sun sign, Capricorn Rising, and Capricorn Moon. If you want to check something else additionally, I would check the North Node. The decks we'll be using today is the Rock and Roll Tarot deck, which is my own design. This deck has been thoroughly shuffled. We're going to do a loose shuffle to allow Spirit to pull the cards appropriate for you. Then we're going to follow up with a card from the Beast Mistress Animal Oracle cards. And then finally, if you're a level 2 Patreon supporter, there will be 3 additional cards pulled from the Songs from the Journey Home. Okay, let's get into it. It's a powerful month. We're moving into eclipse season, and we're going to have the first of the series of eclipse coming up November 30th of this month. These are the cards for Capricorn for the month of November of 2020. Let's see what we're going to get here. Oh, these 3 want to come. 1, 2, 3. Even this last one wants to come. Okay, Capricorn, November 2020. And then one more for Capricorn of 2020. This one. Ace of Cups. Nice. Well, you know, you've got an ace in every corner. You've got Ace of Pentacles up here. And then you've got the Ace of Cups down the bottom. So definitely a time of new beginnings. Eclipse season often is. Eclipses are often a time of new beginnings. That's not unusual. So the very first card out was the Ace of Pentacles. So new beginnings and money. Some sort of new gig is standing out to me big time. So a new gig, you know, some kind of new job, some kind of new gig, some kind of new beginning in financial gains and money. And news is coming. It's talking about news coming in Earth. Well, you know, we're not going to be in Earth at this time. But I think it's just news is coming about money. We also have the 2 pages. Got the Page of Pentacles and the Page of Cups. I usually use the pages just for as messengers. I rarely use them as for people because all the young dudes carry the news. These are the guys that carry the news, bring the messages, okay? So we've got the Page of Pentacles and the Page of Cups. Now, Page of Cups can talk about water sign energy, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces, and we are going to be in the sign of Scorpio for the majority, excuse me, of this month. As always, too, before I get too deep into the reading, if you see words popping off on this thing, if you see little words or messages or something, allow that to, that's where how you can really get a personal message from these general readings. But you've got a lot of people now that I'm looking here. So you've got earth and water here, and then you've got water and fire here. We've got water sign of Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces, and then fire sign of Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. Well, during the month of November, we will be moving from Scorpio into Sagittarius. So we will be moving through, those are the 2 signs that we'll be moving through. These are other people too. I'm hearing the word scouts, and then gig stood out to me. So it's like they're scouting, you know, they're looking, they're looking, maybe headhunters isn't quite right, because I don't know that that's necessarily the thing. But they're looking for something and the Emperor, they work for the Emperor, I feel. Like these 2 people, they could recommend you to the Emperor, or they could tell you about the Emperor, but the Emperor is the main person. Again, not a male or female in anybody's reading. This is just the person in power. This is like the big cheese, you know, this is the boss person. This is a fair and just ruler. The Emperor in the upright position is not dominating and controlling, it's the fair and just ruler. And they've got something for you. This could even be like negotiations going back and forth too. It might start in the time of Scorpio, and then by the time we get to Earth, the next Earth sign, which by the way would be as we move into Capricorn in the end of December, your sign. So as we go back and forth, there could be negotiations going on until it's finalized. It feels to me like these are representatives, or these are scouts. The word scouts really comes through strong. So they're scouting, like talent scouts or agents or something like that. They're out there looking for this thing, and then they present it to the Emperor, and it's good. The combination is going to be beautiful and successful and work out. Any negotiations, anything that's requiring give and take is going to be very positive and very successful for you. The Temperance card also talks about spiritual, you know, your spirit guides and angels are helping you. You're asking and they're like, okay, this is what you're asking for. Let me see if I can put it together. They're putting it's a recipe for success. I'm going to put that as your title, Recipe for Success, because that's what's going on here for success. You're asking and they're saying, okay, let me pull this person into your life. Let me pull this person into your life. And we can't overlook that the moon card is down here. Okay, of course, we've got this lunar eclipse happening, and that's on November 30th, after we've moved into Sagittarius. We will have a lunar eclipse. There's also, though, we want to bring up, because the moon doesn't necessarily always just represent the eclipse. That's the dominant kind of thing that's happening here, lunation. But there's also a new moon in Scorpio, and it is like right above the Scorpio energy here. So there's a new moon on the 15th. So it could have something, it could be the new moon on the 15th or the full moon eclipse in Scorpio. Ace of Cups, though. New beginning in love could be for many of you, if that's something you're into and looking for. And if that's the case, you may be having beginning a new relationship with this Emperor person that's of a romantic nature. But really, the more dominant thing that I'm feeling from this is it's a new beginning of this creativity or this gig. But it just brings you like a lot of joy and happiness. It's really bringing you a lot of joy and happiness and creativity. You have you're not only creating it in partnership with your higher guidance and your spirit guides and everything, but you have a lot of creative input into the situation. The Emperor wants to hear your ideas. They want to hear what's going on. They want to work with you. Okay, we're going to go ahead and move over to start shuffling up the animal totems for everybody. I want to make a quick announcement because I am opening up for the year ahead readings. I've already had people emailing me about it, and yes, it's opening now till the end of the year. By far my most popular special reading of the entire year. First thing I do is I look at your astrology and I give you all the major astrology transits that are going to be going through you, hitting you directly in 2021. Then I throw out some cards. It's 4 rows, like this is 3, but there's 1 more row, and it's the 4 quarters of the year, and it's a psychic tarot reading, just for you for the upcoming year. So I know my regular people, I want to thank all of you. I know there's many of you that order every year, religiously, and I'm thankful for that. And then for new people, if you want to find out about it, you can check the links above or below to find out that information. Okay, let's see what our animal totem is going to be for our fellow Capricorns for the month of November. The seagull. It's funny, guys. When I do my channeling, I want to mention this in a minute, but I spend a lot of time down at the shore and the lake and stuff, and I'm actually finding out that seagulls are pretty assholes. I mean, they're kind of assholes. I always thought they were so cool, Jonathan Livingston Seagull, and I always loved that tune by Bad Company or Free of Paul Rogers, the Seagull song. And boy, they're kind of aggressive assholes. They sure can be. They're bullies, and they can be kind of aggressive assholes. They're very loud and obnoxious. So I may have to go back and change it, but let's read what I initially wrote. The thing about them, though, they definitely are in more than one world. It's crossing over these barriers and being in more than one world. But let's read what I initially wrote. Joyous seafarer calling from the sky, edging on this world and another, coming from a higher perspective, riding the currents of life. Yeah, but I think it's about this, because these 2 cards are both very psychic, spiritual vibrations here. And the Ace of Cups could be that as well. And eclipses will often open portals. They definitely do, Even though it's not in your sign, everyone's affected by it. But this one world and another, by crossing over and speaking to your higher guidance through meditation, or even like before you go to sleep at night, or through prayer, or whatever your jam, however you're comfortable. This is going to call forth, and you will be able to transcend these veils of reality and be in one more than one world. The seagull's actually in 3 worlds. They're in air, earth, and water. There are 3 worlds. They're equally as comfortable in all these different realms, And they pull their nourishment, because mostly they eat garbage, anything, but without human intervention, I've seen them go down and get fish. They pull their nourishment from the waters, That's where they pull their nourishment, and that's the water is the realm of a psychic and intuition and things like that. So you can pull nourishment from there. You could co-create and be in balance with those things. Okay, before we wrap it up real quick, I do want to mention that my book is out. I've held off really promoting it because I'm waiting on the dang Audible. It's taking months already, and it's not processed. It takes a really long time. But it is out in paperback. Here's the paperback version. And it is out on Kindle. And it's also available in the Kindle Lending Library. So if you're a member of the Kindle Lending Library, you could read it for free if you so choose. But it is out, so please do check it out. I'm already well into the second book already. So it's coming along if it interests you. It's a lot of questions. It covers a lot of different things. And I also have set up, I forgot to mention this in the other readings, but I have set up a Facebook page where you can write questions that you'd want to ask, for the guides for the next book. But it's coming right along, it's just coming right along. All right, everybody, powerful month for Capricorns and for everybody. This is the card it's going to be for our Patreon level 2 peeps. If you're interested in that, you can find out about it. If you enjoy my content, please do hit that subscribe button because that helps me with the algorithms with YouTube. And thank you for all the other things that you do through liking, sharing, commenting, donating, purchasing all my different wares. I have all sorts of things on my website that keeps these readings free and going year after year here on YouTube. And I do appreciate you so much. Remember, you are love and beauty incarnate. Have a great month of November, and I'll speak to you soon.